Takže tě jenom v rychlosti zdravím, malinko si zrekapitulujeme minulý díl pomocí tadyhle toho sestřihu.
Behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Epizoda druhá. Posedlí. New York před 3 lety. Jsme doma. V té příšerné tašce pravděpodobně nesu nákup. Nosí to sáčko prostě 3 roky, chápeš? Prociť.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Kávičku. Nemůžeme běhat, budeme tady chodit jak šulini tam a zpátky, než se k něčemu vůbec dostaneme. Kávu si osladím o trochu víc. A jinak nic.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Tak, co to tu máme?
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last
Moje knížky
time.
krásný.
Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Tma, jak v pytli.
Alan!
Vypadly jenom pojistky, klid, ježiš.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey. Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight. You okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
Ty píčo.
But it's just, especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know?
No mají krásný večer, ne? Šmarja, však na tom není nic blbýho, ne?
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Špinavej, rezavej, příšernej, opatlenej, lepkavej switch.
Seriously.
Bezvadný dárek.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Já sice jako nerad kecám do takovejhle věcí, jo? Ale ono je to hrozně natáhlý, dlouhý a nudný. Bridge Falls, současnost.
How do you feel, Mr. Wick? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wick, how are you feeling?
Jak po kocovině, jak po ráně do hlavy.
I'm okay. My head's fine.
Ale jinak dobrý, dědo.
He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alic.
Víš co, už natáčíme asi 3 minuty. A zatím to je jenom jedna velká cutscena.
You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wick, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
No to si úplně nemyslím.
Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look
Já
at the
čuč
cut
na
in
tu
my
rybu.
head. I'm sorry I had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure.
Hrozně nás to zajímá. Jakože určitě toho člověka, který se právě praštil několikrát do hlavy a teče mu krev z čela, jako určitě potřebuje hrozně dobře slyšet, jak se loví nějaký ryby tady někde. No. Absolutně jsem ho přestal poslouchat po první větě. Krásný. Tak, zase nemůžeme běhat, protože tohle je taková ta cutscena, nekacena. A zde je ta paní zase.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant.
Jistě.
Will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care
Si
of
rozsvítíš baterku, ne? Jej.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you.
Ty seš ale hodná. Co bychom bez tebe dělali?
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
OK.
That was Cynthia Weaver.
Jo, jsme se potkali.
She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Tak, tam nemůžeme. Co pak dělá tohleto? Zabil jsem ho, nenajdete ho už. Vypařil se. Udělal fšu. Propadl se do země. No, zdemolovaná garáž. To jsme viděli. Plná bordelu. Nice. Víme něco málo o Stuckym a máme další stránku z našeho krásného rukopisu. Jo. Tak, a už jsme to měli jít, co? Ne? A nemůžu jít ven? Mně se tady nelíbí. Já jsem ready to leave. A tady jsme byli. Tady si můžeme dát No, počkej, něco si tu můžu přečíst. Neviděli jste tohoto muže? Zmizel 26.2007. Zvláštní znamení rád vyhrává. To je zvláštní znamení, ty vole, jak cep, vole. Jo. Ale tak když hra vyšla 2010, tak byl nezvěstný už 3 roky. A tady? Pohřešovaní. Richard Bauch, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller. Vyrazili pod stan, nevrátili se v plánovaném termínu, nikomu se neozvali. Pokud jste je viděli, nebo o nich máte nějaké zprávy, volejte prosím. Děkujeme. Můžu ti říct naprosto přesně, kde teď jsou. Ve stínu a pravděpodobně pod drnem. A, sem se měl jít, výborně. A děkuji, že jste mi nebyli můj krásný předpotopní telefon. Nemůžu ti říct nic.
We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had
Nevím,
happened last
teleportoval
night.
jsem se tam.
She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice.
Hello.
Help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
Don't do nothing
díky.
stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
The light's on. The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me.
Co? Světlo? Potřebuješ to svítit? OK, počkej. Tady je někde ten switch. Pup. Žáden problém, kámo. Už se svítí. Děkuji ti, to je velmi milé.
Sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien!
Cože, mimozemšťan.
Something that a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Nevěřím ti ani nos mezi očima, ale určitě si potkal nějakýho stinného chlápka. Jistě. V pořádku. I na budouce. Zde máme nějakou stránku. Vezmeme si ji a jdeme teda sem. A jsme venku. No, jasně. Ale já nejdřív jdu tamhle k rádiu a pustím si, co dávají v rádiu. Tak.
Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? No point in getting all worked up yet.
Určitě. Jistě. Tak, tamhle máme teda ten věc. Tak se tam jdem mrknout.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Stránka. Výborně.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat.
Řidičák. Ale bez něj nemůže řídit. Co? Já jsem měl vybitý telefon, sorry, no. Se občas stane, no. Je. Můžeš mluvit, což venku? Hádám spíš, že s ním úplně nechceš mluvit. Tak, ambulance, policejní vozidlo a zde jsou dveře zpět. Nemůžu běhat, takže se zapne televizor. Chrápere.
It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Vypálil jsem televizor. Doufám, že budou mít na novej.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Are
you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Cítím se naprosto v pořádku.
We still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Zasloužil si to.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
Nazdar, kámo.
If you have business with Mr. Wake, you
Jak
talk
se máš?
to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Radši běž pryč, nebo dostaneš druhou do zubu.
What the hell was that about, Al? we don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Posadit si v chládku je taky občas dobrý. Dovolí ti to přemýšlet. Spousta času.
But when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Ah, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Už to není tak hrozný, viď?
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Proč mají všichni furt otevřenou držku, ty vole?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy? And his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice.
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Funny farm. Takže hádám, že musíme jít tamhle za tím cápkem, který něco šulá na stole. Dobrý den.
I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just
Samozřejmě musím se obsloužit sám.
Okay, sure.
To by nebyla hra jako hra. Ještě budeš kecat, dobře.
Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. You got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Jistě, už tam běžím.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
Přesně tak. Nekecej do toho. Vůbec tomu nerozumíš.
You hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Ale to není vtip. To nic není. Ok. Dobře. Tak. Tu je ten formulář. Jo. Čapni to. Tak, podepsali jsme formulář. Takže mu musíme pouze odevzdat formulář. Získat klíče. A posunout se zase dál. Tak.
I think this is the form you wanted. And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot.
Dobře, dobře. Tak já ti tedy děkuji za rady. Ježišmarja.
It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Krásný. Přeji hezký den. Ježišmarja, už zase budeš něco kecat.
Into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof
Přesně
until
tak.
you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Přesně tak.
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller.
Neházím po tobě nic.
There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Tak pojď, vole. A nebuď nasranej. Tohle bude na díl. Tak, další cutscéna. Si nepokecáme dneska asi moc. Jako kdyby jich tady nebylo málo. Už se zase hádáme.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
Ta lampa si to nezasloužila.
Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Ok, to zní rozumně. Na zdraví. Tuplovaný.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Na zdraví.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission. You want to know where you can shove that flashlight?
Yes.
Lock the door when I leave.
Miluju hry, které mají takový interaktivní keci. Co máme tady? Nic? OK. A počkej, ještě mě by měl něco říct na to, když mu vypnu světla.
Yeah, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine. Alone, but fine. In a cabin straight from a horror movie. Real funny, Al. Real funny. Ha ha! Thank you. I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back, or until I get eaten by a grue. I didn't realize we were back in the 3rd grade.
Yes. Ty vole, kudy se dostanu odsaď ven, sakra? No, dobrý. Tak. Tady by taky někde měl něco být, radši se tady podívám, kdyby náhodou mi tady něco neuteklo. Ne, zahradní židlička plastová příšerná, která se rozpadne, když si na ní sedne tvoje stará. Tak nám nezbývá nic jiného, než se vydat takhle po těch schodech a odejít. Jo, hodný kluk. Tady máme auto a tady máme další stránku z našeho krásného rukopisu. Jo, a můžeme použít auto, ale když ho nepoužiju, tak dostanu achievement. Počkej, já se podívám, jak se ten achievement jmenuje. Ne, tohle jsou vždycky už bonusy. Tam je taky nějaký auto, ale úplně si nejsem jistý, jak je to myšleno. OK, takže se dáme do auta. Aha, ono to nefunguje, to auto? Jaj, ty vole, tak stejně mu muset jít pešky. Čeká nás tedy dlouhá cesta.
But I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Čeho se slek, tyjo? Mýval? Výborně, rádio, to nám hned zlepší náladu. Nějaký náboje. Co to bylo, kurva? A výborně, světlo.
Tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
Tak, už nahrávám poměrně docela dlouho, takže to tady katnu. I když se mě úplně nejvíc nezamlouvá to tady ustřihnout. Určitě ale chceš vědět, jak tohle to bude pokračovat, jak tuhletu cestu dokončíme, jak se dostaneme na milenecký vrch a jak se setkáme s únoscem. Tak si dej odběr, ať ti to neuteče, taktéž se poděl o svůj názor na hru, na mě, nebo mě skritizuj dole v komentářích. A teď už aktuálně vidíš na obrazovce překlik na 4. díl ze hry Amnesia Mission for Pigs. Zatím čau a neboj se tmy.